Hello, Petoskey Northland basketball and WJML is brought to you tonight by your local Petoskey UPS store, your certified packaging expert, located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Silver Dollar Business Solutions. Increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. Northern Michigan Artist Market with art and all media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula at 445 East Mitchell Street, next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. And special thanks to WJML Radio, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com. All right, hello everybody. We are here in Cadillac getting ready for the Northland second game of the season against the Cadillac Vikings. Northland won the first game against Gaylord 43-25, and while we were doing that, Cadillac Vikings did play Traverse City Central, and they won that game as well, 47-38. And it's really loud in here. I guess they got the band playing and all that, but I assume you can hear me even though I can't hear me. And along with me, as always, for the season, Kaylin Crittenden. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
All right, excellent.
Good.
Looking forward to this great basketball game tonight. What you played against some of the people on this Vikings team. I think about half of these people were on the team last year. The other half are up from the junior varsity. What are we looking forward to with this group from Cadillac?
Well, Cadillac has always been really good at dribble penetrating towards the middle. So, you know, there's always a big stress in practice to pinch those gaps so they wouldn't be able to get past us and take it to the hoop. So really, Petoskey's just going to make sure that help defense is there and we can really pinch those gaps.
Okay, and what about the the issue that we've been having so far this season with the press, getting the ball up the court? What are they going to show us tonight that maybe we didn't see before?
I know Cadillac, they didn't say if they're going to full press. I'm guessing so. It's part of their defense to, no matter what team they are playing, to always put ball pressure on. So I'm guessing that we are going to see some press, and hopefully we can do well and take it up the court.
Yeah,
so.
well, I guess we'll find out when we get started. Let's talk for a few minutes about the previous games, and then I know you've been talking to the players and have some insight for us for what we're going to see tonight. Last Thursday, as I said, we defeated Gaylord 43-25, and in that game, Kelsey Yance got a game-high 14 points with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Megan Tompkins was second in scoring with 8 and 6 rebounds, and Alyssa Van Woerden had 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. So the team got a lot of three-point shots. I didn't really notice it while we were watching the game, but it turns out they made 6 of 13 attempts on three-point shots in that game, which
is an excellent percentage-wise.
Very good percentage, and they were 17 for 43 from the floor, about 39.5%, which.
It's okay. They could use a little bit of work, but that's solid.
All right, and then we had another game on Monday. We had a non-conference game against Sheboygan. I didn't make it up there.
I didn't see it either, but I heard it was just an excellent game. They had great ball pressure. Everyone got in and scored well, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't go see that game because I heard it just overall great game.
Well, the score was pretty decisive. It was 63-33 with Petoskey over Sheboygan. Kelsey was a game high again with 19.7 rebounds and 4 steals, and Katie Lewis had 10 points.
Oh wow, that's great for Lewis and to really step up at that type of a game.
Exactly, and 3 steals, and Liz Fraser had 9. And Alyssa Van Woerden had 8 with 6 rebounds, which is pretty good too. So, and let's see. Oh, and then Megan Tompkins had 4 with 4 rebounds, and Hannah Skolton had 8 and got 2 3-pointers. So.
Well, it's great to have games like that, to build those girls' confidence that maybe aren't the leading scorers like Liz Fraser and Alyssa and Katie Lewis, to have that confidence and then come to a game like Cadillac today and be able to bring that out.
Yep, and they had the team had 8 players score, so that's they got a lot of people in the book, and they were 12 for 14 from the line for 85.7%. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, wow.
So we're going to take a look forward to this game in a little bit and see what we expect to see tonight. We're going to take a short break right now, and we'll be right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Join the crowds at Gobblers of Gaylord and try their complete turkey dinners, just like Grandma used to make, with all the fixings. Famous throughout all of northern Michigan. And yes, Gobblers offers more than just turkey. Enjoy walleye, lake perch, cod, slow-roasted prime rib every day, and homemade soups and sandwiches. Treat yourself to Barb's Tasty Carrot Cake, too. Check out Gobblers' $3.79 breakfast special, the $5.99 lunch special, and the $6.99 daily dinner specials. All at Gobblers of Gaylord, and just south of Gobblers in Waters. Visit the all-new Bros Bistro, just off of I-75. Bros Bistro is healthy gourmet dining at moderate prices. Friday night, pan-fried perch and walleye. Herb-encrusted prime rib on Saturday nights. And Sundays, it's a complete chicken dinner. Bros Bistro is also serving up tasty baby back ribs. So moist and tender, and smoked right out back. Stop in and check out Bros Bistro, just off I-75 at exit 270 in Waters.
Hydration isn't something athletes do just during a practice or game. Good hydration takes place before practices and games as well. You can learn more about good hydration and heat acclimation by visiting the MHSAA website, clicking on Education, and checking out the various resources, including a free online course offered by the National Federation. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Bob, what are you doing out there with that rifle and dynamite?
I hated that old credit card machine so much that after Silver Dollar Business Solutions came by, this'll be fun.
No, that's dangerous.
Oh, we don't need that old thing anymore. Silver Dollar Business Solutions got me a better system and lowered my rates. My customers are happy with quicker checkout, and we're keeping more of our hard-earned revenue.
Well, it sounds like you've really thought through the business part, but that pile of dynamite has me worried.
Oh, it'll be great.
If you own or manage a business and hate your credit card processor, Silver Dollar Business Solutions can help. Whether you need to lower your costs on your current equipment or replace your processing system, Silver Dollar Business Solutions is here for you. You will be so happy you'll want to celebrate, but please don't do anything dangerous.
I guess the dynamite wasn't such a good idea.
231-758 2851 Silver Dollar brings value to you.
Welcome back to Cadillac High School. We are here for the game between the Petoskey Northmen and the Cadillac Vikings. Like the Northmen, Cadillac is 1-0 in conference play so far this season. They are 4-1 overall, and Northmen 3-1. The Northmen with a 3-game winning streak going on now. Cadillac has played Benzie Central back on November 27th and beat them 51-36. They played Reed City and beat them 64-54. Then they won at against Kingsley here in Cadillac, 47-18, and Traverse City Central, they beat them 47-38. So they're off to a pretty decent start. They then lost to Traverse City St. Francis 55-50 in a close game. We are getting ready to start. You heard in the background the band here. We've got a live band in the gym tonight, which always makes things more exciting. And Kaylin, you had a chance to talk to some of the Northman players right before we got started, right before we went on the air. And what are they looking forward to in tonight's game?
Well, they're looking forward to play back in this gym because when last season we were beat by Grand Haven in regional finals, so you know they're kind of ready to redeem themselves back on this court and make it better memories than it has been. Also talking to Coach D, he just really wants to use the size advantage and play just like they did in Sheboygan. He said they played awesome and they did everything that needs to be done. You know, set those good screens that needs setting those great screens that, helps him and those other players to get open, make it hard for the defenders to guard them and just get good open looks.
All right, we got about 7 minutes left to go here, and you can't hear anything, huh?
No.
All right, let's get that up a little bit. There we go. All right, we have about 7 minutes left to go before the game starts. Players are out on court, warming up, stretching out. I know that, as you mentioned, the Northmen have some kind of tough feelings about the end of the season here. We had 2 games here, obviously. We had 1 game here and 1 in Petoskey against Cadillac. When we were here early in the season last year during that early season streak, red streak in the beginning of the season last year, and Cadillac beat us 38-32. But we got some revenge against them in the second half of the season when we were beating everybody then. And Cadillac, we whipped them 44-31. So that's a pretty decisive victory. And the question is, which game are we going to see tonight?
Well, I'm hoping we'll see the second half of the season game. So I'm guessing everything will work out fine. They seem ready and prepared. And
excellent. Well, yeah, they look pretty good, and they've been looking good for the last couple of games. And we'll come back and get ready for the start of tonight's game right here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This holiday season, give the gift that gives to others. Shop from home, save on gas, avoid the crowds, and most importantly, support your local charitable organizations to serve others who need help right here in Northern Michigan. It's the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com, and click on Alternative Gifts. You can donate to local organizations in someone's honor and receive gift cards describing each gift. Choose from charities such as the Manna Food Project, the Community Free Clinic, the Harbor Springs Food Pantry, Great Start Preschool, the Northwest Michigan Community Action Agency, the Nehemiah Project, Women's Resource Center, and Habitat for Humanity. 100% of all donations go directly to the organizations that you choose. Celebrate the spirit of the season. Support your community with gifts from the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com.
They officiate because they love the game that gave so much to them, and they want to give back to it. They officiate because they believe that the mission of high school sports is to help educate kids. They'd like you to join their ranks, so why don't you? To become a registered high school game official, call or click the Michigan High School Athletic Association. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Marty Scott with Caitlin Crittenden back here at Cadillac High School, getting ready for tonight's game between the Petoskey Northmen and the Cadillac Vikings. We've got just about 3.5 minutes to go here before all the pregame ceremonies get started. Caitlin, what are you looking forward to tonight? What should we be looking for as the game starts to see if the Northmen are ready to play tonight?
I think it's just going to come down to the Northmen's defense. If the help defense is there, if it's not there, we said before that Cadillac likes to run and dribble, penetrate the middle, and it's to see if we are there and we're looking at the ball and our defender, and hopefully we won't get beat backside.
All right. Well, and on the other side of the court, on the offense, this team's really been coming together over the last couple of games on offense. After those first preseason games, they looked like they're having a lot of difficulty with the press and the double team. But they seem to work that out a little bit. They've been playing little different quality teams too, so it's a little hard to judge that. But they seem to have been working that out a little bit. You know, one of the things that we have coming up that I wanted to ask you about is the next game we're going to do is on Monday the 17th. It's the Title IX throwback game.
Yes.
And I know that Title IX game is pretty important to the girls teams, really all the girls teams at Petoskey, because it's really the history of girls getting an equal opportunity to play sports.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. It's our first throwback game. We're going to have alumni game starting at 4:30, so that would be fun, go back and play and then see everyone again.
And I heard one of our favorite alumni is going to be playing in that game, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's a good reason for everybody to come out and see that game, see Caitlin out on the court again. And, it'll be fun being out there with all those, old alumni. You should be able to run all around them, right?
And I never grew up in Petoskey, so it'd be fun, seeing generations before I even played to come back and, we all got coached under the same program to...
Well, and that's one of the ideas of a throwback game, is kind of reinforcing the traditions of the school and getting everybody a chance to relive some of them. There's going to be, in addition to Caitlin being on the court, there's going to be this goes back 40 years to the 70s, because Title IX is 40 years old now. That's why we're doing this. And so there's going to be some throwback music. There's going to be throwback uniforms. And I understand that the team had a hand in picking out the uniforms. So
yeah, I heard Megan Tompkins and Mr. Heiss got to pick out the uniforms, and I'm sure that they'll look great.
Okay, so if any of Megan's teammates have any problems with the uniforms, she'll be hearing about that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, well, it should be a really fun event, and we will be bringing that game to you live. Of course, everybody who's in the Petoskey area will go to that game and see it live and in person. But for those of you who are listening to us from someplace else, or who for some reason can't get to the game, be sure to tune in to WJML 1110, and we'll bring that game to you live and be exciting. We are about to get started. The players have left the court and get ready for the pregame announcements. While we're waiting for that, I've got one more thing I want to tell you. Let me turn to the right page, and then I can tell you all about that. You know that this season we're recording a much improved DVD quality video version of our broadcast of every Petoskey Northland basketball game, and these video replays are going to be available on demand on WJML.com. First games are on there already. They're going to be on there for the rest of the season. The rules of the Michigan High School Athletic Association prohibit us from showing you this video live during the game, which is why we're not showing it to you right now. But starting tomorrow or the next day, you'll be able to see tonight's game. Just follow that link, go to WJML.com. And now we're getting some of those pregame announcements. And
for those who lost.
This is a moment of silence for the people who were lost in Connecticut.
Thank you. And now
okay, yeah, very tragic situation today in that elementary school in Connecticut. And lots of people hurt there. Nice credit to Cadillac High School that they decided to take 2 minutes to do that. And now we've got the national anthem. All right, getting ready to play now. That was the national anthem, and we had a live rendition of the national anthem by the band here. Lots of brass and drums in there, so shaking the walls here in Cadillac. I think most of the fans are in the stands under us. We're up here in a crow's nest here in Cadillac, which gives us a nice vantage point to see the game from, but not much of an opportunity to see the fans. There are some fans in the bleachers across from us on the other side, but it looks like a pretty good turnout for tonight's game. And now we're getting ready for the introductions of the starting lineups, and Caitlin Hansel's starting lineup. So why don't you start us off with Vikings?
Okay, for the Vikings, we have Mary Emmington. She's 5'5", senior, guard. Caitlin Agren, 5'8", senior, forward. Selena Golnick, 5'10", junior, center. Hannah Baker, 5'9", junior, guard. And Mary Baker, 5'7", senior, forward.
Okay, and on the Northman side?
For the Northmen, we have Megan Tompkins, 6'3", senior, who's a center. Liz Frazier, 5'6", senior, and a guard. Kelsey Ants, 5'10", senior and a forward. Katie Lewis, 5'3", junior and a forward. And Alyssa Van Worden, 5'9", senior and a guard.
All right, and those announcements are being finished out on the floor, and the clock's winding down. We're about ready to get out there and get this thing started. And we're going to take a look for those things that you suggested. Take a look for the help defense. Take a look at the offense against the press, and see how the Northmen come out and take over in the beginning of this game. Also, I want to look at what happens inside the lane on the offensive side. Northmen have been doing a great job of getting inside, both on offense and defense, and dominating play on both ends of the court inside the lane. Megan Tompkins towering over everybody in there, doing a good job with blocks and rebounds, but lots of other people getting inside too. I think Alyssa Van Worden's done a great job in there, and Kelsey Ants.
Kelsey's doing a great job, and I think Katie's progressing to go towards more in the middle and take the ball to the hoop more.
Well, yeah, you know, as we said, Katie Lewis had 10 shots and 3 steals in that last game against Sheboygan. I assume if your shots are going up, that means your scoring is going up. That means you're getting more shots from close in. So hopefully we'll see her getting in the lane, being a little more aggressive tonight. Everybody is out on the court now. Team standing in that center toss circle. The referee has the ball, and we are about ready to get started. And here comes the jump, and won by Megan Tompkins for, I think, the 5th week in a row. Liz Fraser bringing the ball up the court over to Lewis out at the top of the key. Lewis pulling back, taking a look around. Fraser over on the right-hand side, looking for somebody, but they're out guarding her closely. She gets by her person who's guarding her, and her outlet pass gets away, but it goes out of bounds off of Cadillac. So we are at the very beginning of the game, just 7:39 to play here. Northman with the ball out of bounds. Lewis brings the ball in to Van Worden on the out near the center area, getting it back in deep to Lewis. Lewis, just like it was last time, is being guarded closely, almost to save it. She passed the ball back, goes across the timeline though, and turned over to Cadillac.
The Cadillac players are playing really close in the paint, trying to help out if the ball goes into the post. So we really want to reverse the ball because it's wide open on backside.
And you can't stand out there with the ball on the perimeter waiting for something to happen. Cadillac now with the ball for the first time as they come in. The no score yet. And out at the top of the key there is Golnick. Gets the ball underneath, wide open to Caitlin Agren. And so Cadillac gets the first blood tonight's game. Bringing the ball out now is Lewis across the timeline to the top of the key. Nice underneath to Van Worden. Nobody around her.
That's a great pass. Alyssa, really used the backside well.
And nice heads up, noticing that she was there available. Cadillac now with the ball, and so it's 2-2. Cadillac at the top of the key. There's Selena Golnick with the ball outside, looking for something. They get it over to the right-hand side, and back across on top, looking on the inside. The Cadillac players crossing underneath, but nobody getting open. And there's Golnick with it outside, and whistle blows. And what did they call there?
It looks like a push on Agren.
Okay. And that's first foul of tonight's game, and Kelsey Yance brings the ball inbounds for the Northmen into Van Worden up the left-hand side. She stops about halfway out and now gets by and gets across the center line. Nice job by Van Worden getting out through 2 defenders. Lewis with the ball. Her pass is knocked away.
Right now, Cadillac's playing up the passing lines, hoping to get the deflects in. That's excellent ball pressure they're having.
All right, Northman with the ball on the outside. Again, it's Lewis on the left-hand, Fraser, excuse me, on the left-hand side, over to the right-hand side underneath Lewis. And ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going over to Cadillac. Cadillac bringing the ball in underneath their own basket. It's 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Score tied 2-2. Bringing the ball up the floor is Mary Emmington. They get it into the lane, pass it across the lane, and shoot up by Caitlin Agron. And that gives Cadillac a 2-point lead, 4-2. Northman in the backcourt. And that's Van Worden bringing the ball up across the timeline, gets it across to Fraser. Fraser over on the right-hand side to Lewis. Lewis brings it back out to the middle. Her pass is knocked away. Going to have to work on that passing as it gets to Ants on the right-hand side. Ants driving down towards the baseline, gets inside, puts a shot up, but over the basket. She's got a nice open position underneath, but didn't make the shot.
Needs to use that backboard.
All right, Cadillac with the ball underneath, and they go up with it. A nice opportunity for Selena Golnick, but as she elevates, she runs right into Megan Tompkins, who knocks the ball away. And it's going to be Cadillac's ball out of bounds underneath their basket. Bringing it in for Cadillac is Murray Baker. It's over to the left-hand side. Shot goes up from the outside there, and that was Selena Golnick putting two-pointer in for Cadillac. Cadillac now up 6-2. Northman with the ball, and it's Van Worden down, stops at the side of the lane. Her pass gets through to Tompkins, who shoots it back out on top to Fraser. Fraser drives the lane. Her shot is a little bit short and rebounded by Cadillac. Vikings up the floor. Down into the key there, it's Mary Emmington. Passes it back out. Now they get it back down underneath. And driving in there from the middle is Selena Golnick. Shot is batted away. And as Kelsey Ants brings the ball out, the whistle blows.
Looks like another foul on Mary Emmington, and it's her first.
All right, so that's the second foul on Cadillac so far tonight, and I don't think the Northmen have one yet. And now they bring the ball in. It goes into Fraser in the backcourt. Fraser against one defender, and having a little trouble getting by Abby Fuller, but does get across the timeline. And there's contact as she gets across. I think there's going to be a foul on Fuller, and that's what they call, yeah. First foul on Abby Fuller.
Team's third.
Northman bring the ball in. And it's Van Worden driving towards the lane. She gets through in a nice move right at the end. And she misses the shot, but she's pushed as she goes up with it. Foul call. We have a hard time seeing the scoreboard here from where we are.
Foul is on Hannah Baker, and that's her first. The team has 4 fouls.
Okay, and Alyssa Van Worden on the line, at the line. 4:14 remaining. Northman trailing 6-2.
It looks like the Cadillac is putting a lot of ball pressure on right at half court, trying to get that trap, and we really need to look up and see who's the open players flashing to the ball and make contact with the ball.
Yeah, the one time they did look up, they got that wide open shot right underneath the basket. They got to do some more of that. Anyway, they missed both free throws, so it's 6-2 Cadillac. They go right to the baseline, put that up there. As defense not too effective right there. Mary Emmington puts in 2 from the baseline. Coming back quickly is Van Worden, and she falls.
Got tripped up.
And looks like you're going to call that
on Mary Emmington, and that's her second.
Okay, so Northman with the ball out of bounds now. 3:56 remaining in quarter number 1. Northman to bring the ball inside. It's Hannah Skolton over there bringing the ball in and passes it in to Fraser. Fraser outside. Brings her onto the right-hand side. The defender comes out and contests it, but she gets past her. Brings it into Van Worden. Out to Kelsey Ants from way outside. Her shot off the rim, but rebounded underneath nicely by Van Worden. And if she takes it up, she's fouled. She's going to the line. Van Worden at the line. Northland trailing 8-2 with 3:40 remaining in the first quarter of this game.
Right now, Cadillac's at 16 fouls, and it's not. How much time's left in the first quarter?
3:40.
3:40.
I know from where you're
so
sitting, you can't see through that
I can't,
scoreboard.
but you know they're going to get in foul trouble pretty quickly here. We really need to make these free throws to get back in this game.
Well, Van Worden makes the first one, and she's got an opportunity for a second one now. And some changes.
It looks like Amanda Stinger went in a little early.
All right, so they're going to make her wait in front of the scorer's table, and now they let her come in. So whatever she had to do, maybe she didn't check in or something, but she's back in the game now, and we're waiting for Van Worden to take her second free throw. Northland trailing 8-3. And this one goes off the rim and is rebounded by Caitlin Agron. They bring the ball up across the midcourt line, and it is Abby Fuller in forecourt, drives down, passes it up to Mary McRae Baker. And as they pass it across the lane, whistle blows.
Looks like 3 seconds was called down low.
Okay, so 3 seconds against the Vikings. Northland with the ball underneath the basket. It's going to be Hannah Skolton passing it in from the baseline. She gets it into about half court to Stinger. Stinger up the left side to Ants. Ants gets by the defense, passes to Tompkins in the corner, back in the middle to Van Worden. Van Worden back out to Ants on the outside. Tompkins inside, nice play. Tompkins gets free on the backside.
It's a great look at Kelsey that she looked down low at Megan on the opposite side where they're overplaying where the ball on ball side.
Great passing and awareness back and forth there. And now Cadillac had 8-5 with the ball in their offensive zone. That's Sydney Barksey with it. You get it into the middle and up and off the rim by Abby Fuller. They get the rebound though, and that is Caitlin Agron who puts it in. 10-5 Cadillac as we count down to about 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in quarter number one. Skolton with the ball at midcourt and can't pass, tries to pass it in, but goes out of bounds and taken over by Cadillac. So we're continuing to have that issue of being able to break through at midcourt.
Hopefully it gets better in the second half. We just really need people, if they're open, flash to the ball.
Cadillac with the ball now out on top. It's Darby McLaurin over on the left-hand side. Back out on top now to Golnick. And a shot, and I think they're going to call that a three. Yep, three from just outside the arc. And it's 13-5 Cadillac. Van Worden on the right-hand side passes it into Stinger, back out on top to Skolton. Skolton around to the left-hand side, finds Ants. Ants dribbles to the lane, starts to go down, but it's knocked out of her hands. Passes back outside. Now it is Stinger with the ball on the baseline. Pass back out to Ants. Ants drives in towards the lane, puts a shot up, and goes in. So that is 13-7 as Northland narrowing it down a little bit, but only 1:42 remaining in the first quarter. And they get the ball back outside and across the timeline, but it was knocked out there, I guess, by the Northland because they didn't call that. So Vikings with the ball. And they get back. It's Baker with the ball on the outside, looking around for somebody inside. Nobody's looking at her, though, so she drives back across to the other side and passes it up to Abby Fuller. And inside now and back out as they curl around. Now back into the corner, drive towards the basket, and that is Fuller. And sure shot goes off the rim, comes down to Ants. Ants stops and lets the defense go by her and passes it back to Van Worden, who now completes the goal running down the court, but there's a little interruption in her step, traveling, and turns the ball over to Cadillac.
That last play, Kelsey should have really looked out the court and passed it up. And when the Northmen are patient on offense, that's when you see great things happen. The last point that Kelsey made, it took, 20, 30 seconds to keep the ball rotating, but it's the only way to get the defense off their feet.
Getting a chance to slow things down and make a couple of good passes really made a big difference there. Cadillac with the ball now on the outside. Goes back to Abby Fuller. Abby brings the ball across the top of the key, closely guarded really nicely by Liz Fraser, who drives her further and further out. She passes up the ball now and gets it back again, so Fraser back on Fuller. Fuller dribbles around and down inside. They get the ball inside, but as it goes inside, Kelsey Ans collapses on the ball and causes a turnover. Bringing it out to the other side is Lewis, back to Ants in the middle. Ants inside to Stinger. Stinger turns around, drives towards the basket, puts it up and in. And we got 14 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Score 13-9 as the Northmen close the gap a little bit more. Vikings bring the ball across the midcourt line on the right-hand side. It's Abby Fuller passing it back out on top. And they give her credit for a three-point call there. And that is, let's see, I think, Mary Emmington, I think, took that shot. And the whistle blows, and we are now at the end of the first quarter. Score Cadillac 16, Petoskey 9, and we'll be right back after a quick word.
Join the crowds at Gobblers of Gaylord and try their complete turkey dinners, just like Grandma used to make, with all the fixings. Famous throughout all of northern Michigan. And yes, Gobblers offers more than just turkey. Enjoy walleye, lake perch, cod, slow-roasted prime rib every day, and homemade soups and sandwiches. Treat yourself to Barb's Tasty Carrot Cake, too. Check out Gobbler's $3.79 breakfast special, the $5.99 lunch special, and the $6.99 daily dinner specials. All at Gobblers of Gaylord, and just south of Gobblers in Waters. Visit the all-new Bros.
All right, we're back to live action. Here's the Northmen bring the ball down, and I believe that was Fraser.
Yes.
Who put that ball in for the Northmen. 16-11, trailing by 5 now, just underway in the second quarter. Cadillac with the ball out on top. That is Mary Marie Baker, and she passes it over to Abby Fuller out on the other side. Still out at the top of the key, looking for somebody open inside. Can't find anybody, so she passes it to Agron. Back outside to Baker. Looking around, looking over the defense, and there, curling and driving down the middle of the lane is Mary Marie Baker. Her shot up and off the rim, but goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Cadillac ball. And they called a foul on Kelsey Ants. Her first foul, first Petoskey foul of the game, I believe. Ball comes in, and so we got through the whole first quarter without any fouls. Ball back out on top now, and there is Darby McLaurin with the ball. Tries to bring it in, nothing doing, brings it back out, passes over to the left-hand side. Now curling towards the lane, and back out is Abby Fuller, and back out on top. Inside now, it pass the ball to Mary Marie Baker. She's surrounded by a couple of Northman players, and there's contact in there.
It was on Amanda Stinger. It's her first foul. Looks like they're taking the ball out of bounds.
So ball underneath to Cadillac. They bring the ball back out on top. And it's a shot from outside by McLaren. Rebound comes down to Megan Tompkins, and the Northmen bring the ball back up the court, trailing 16-11 with 6 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in half number one. And as Katie Lewis tries to turn around, she's called for traveling, and ball goes back to Cadillac.
Right now we're getting good rebounds, but we're just not looking up the court. We're too focused on dribbling and looking at the ball when really there's 3 open people down the court.
The ball's going to be there when you bounce it. You don't have to look at that.
Just give it a little lead off and it's there.
There you go. Cadillac with the ball now, trying to bring the ball in. It is Hannah Baker at top of the key now, passing that off to Abby Fuller around the right-hand side. And whistle blows. looks like some contact over there on the right-hand side as they're setting it up, but they don't call any fouls. The ball's out of bounds, and it's going to be brought in by Cadillac. Cadillac passes the ball, goes to the backcourt, but it's stolen away by Fraser, and Fraser gets up the court ahead of the defense, puts the ball in, 16-13. Nice play by Liz. Cadillac back with the ball now. They're in, and they pass back out on top. Abby Fuller with the ball on the outside, finds a player way on the baseline, way far out. The shot goes over the basket, and the rebound put back up, but the next rebound comes to Northland, and they find Megan Tompkins wide open. Good job there of looking up the court.
See what happens when you look up the court? It's amazing.
You never know what you find up there. This time they find Megan Tompkins breaking away all by herself. Score is now Northland within a point. For listening to Caitlin and keeping their eyes open.
Yes.
There you go.
I hope they can hear me from up here.
I don't know, but we'll give you the credit until somebody says anything different. Now down at the baseline and back out on top for Cadillac, it's Golnick. And over to the left-hand side there, still out on top, that's Hannah Baker. Back over to the right-hand side, and the whistle blows as Caitlin Agron catches the ball. And it's a timeout. Must be called by Cadillac as they get things all sorted out up there.
Just by pushing the ball up the court, we've been able to make this game a 1-point difference. And Liz Frazier's hustle play of stealing the ball and finishing that layup is huge in games like this, because that's what it's going to come to, maybe an open layup or a few free throws.
Okay, well, yeah, that was not only a good hustle play, but she really got around the defender, who was with her all the way down to the end of the court. When she got down to the end of the court, she got a little bit ahead and managed to turn in and make that shot. Nice, really nice play by her.
I was hoping Cadillac would foul, get some free throws, go to the line, because they would have 17 fouls, but...
Well, they do have quite a few in the Northman. Got one this quarter, is that
yes,
right?
They just have one.
It's the only one they have, which is a little different from some of the recent past games.
Yes.
Cadillac with the ball now brings it into the forecourt. They get it underneath to Golnick. Golnick across the court to Baker, and then off the rim comes down to Megan Tompkins. Goes up and snatches that ball for the Northman. Quickly up the court now. It is Van Werden with the ball. She's staying out there looking for something to develop underneath. Drives in halfway, then starts. Over on the left-hand side is Lewis, and Lewis backing out with it at the top of the key. Looking over the offense. Lots of motion, but nobody's springing open there. So Lewis keeps possession of it, takes it right now back out on top to Van Werden. And
Petoskey calls a timeout.
As she passes it, whistle goes. So what are they talking about over there?
They're probably talking about setting good screens and waiting for your screens so we can get that open person. It looks like we might get tied up in 5 seconds with dribbling or just standing there and pivoting our foot, but I think they're going to really have people flashing to the ball, and hopefully we can open up backside and get that layup.
They have to do something a little different inside, because on that time down the court, they had lots of motion underneath, but nobody was getting open. So
you can't, set a screen and not wait for it. Have someone set. It's not going to do anything. So hopefully people will be more patient and we'll get some good looks.
Yeah, well, without you down there, they need some other source of toughness on those screens, blocking people out of the way. Northland get the ball in, and it is Van Werden out on top near the timeline. She gets towards the circle, gets inside the three-point lane. It's knocked out of her hands, but she picks it back up off the floor, and she's tied up by Mary Emmington for Cadillac. It's going to be a jump ball, and the fingers pointing toward Petoskey now. So underneath the basket's Katie Lewis, ready to bring the ball in for the Northland. Looking around for somebody to pass to, passes it all the way out to the top of the key to Van Werden. She gets a nice move, gets underneath the basket, puts it up, but it goes off the rim. Cadillac quickly up the court now with the ball, passing to the left-hand side, curling around, back out on top now as they drive across the top of the key, and contact there as Jamie Larson in the game now came out and kind of got in the way of that play. Nice job on defense. Gives the ball to the Northman out of bounds, and in the backcourt it's Van Werden doing her usual nice job of bringing the ball past the defense and across the midcourt line. Passes it over to the right-hand side to Natalie Weaver, as quite a few subs in now. And a three-point attempt
by Katie Lewis.
And that one goes in. So that puts the Northman in front, 18-16, with 3:38 remaining until halftime here. So Northland taking their first lead of the game, and Vikings with the ball trying to get that lead back. They go down to the baseline and pop it up. Megan Tompkins is there as the ball goes over the rim, pulls the rebound down, lies down on the floor as she tries to find a way to get the ball out, and she finally does. It goes to Katie Lewis, who brings the ball up to just outside the lane. Over on the right-hand side to Ants. Ants stops, passing it to Tompkins. Over the left-hand side to Lewis. And her shot off the rim back down to Cadillac Northman. 18-16 with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Underneath, shot goes up. And contact underneath as the ball goes up. Foul is going to be called here against the Northland. And they're going to call it on Van Worden.
It's only our second team foul, and Mary Emmington is to the line.
All right, so Emmington now trailing by 2 is Cadillac, and Emmington with a chance to narrow that a little bit, and she does. Now 17-18, a 1-point margin. She'll get another shot with 2:57 remaining in the first half, quarter number 2. Emmington's out there as there's some players coming in and out. Just now Hannah Baker in for Cadillac. And Emmington gets the ball back and ready for her second opportunity. She could tie it up if she makes this now.
Second free throw is up.
And this one goes up and in. 18-18 now with 3:57 remaining. Northland with the ball underneath. It's Kelsey Ants looking for somebody to throw the ball to. She gets it in to Lewis. And Lewis bringing it out of the zone across against a close defense by Darby McLaurin. McLaurin's still on her as she has the ball across the line. She passes it in to Tompkins, but pass a little too hot for Megan to pick up as Megan was cutting across, but they couldn't connect on that pass.
Yeah, Megan is more than capable of posting up any girl on the Cadillac's team, so really we want to work the ball on the outside, reverse it, and get it down to Megan. She can take the girl to the hoop.
Cadillac with the ball, tie game now as they have the ball top. They keep passing it over to the far side to McLaren, back out on top to Baker. Baker takes the ball to her right, then back out to the center, and she's being guarded by Tompkins. Tied up underneath there by Van Worden. Gets away and puts the ball up, and it's out of bounds. And it's going to be Cadillac ball, knocked out by Petoskey. Tompkins getting a little rest now. And here comes the ball inside for the Vikings. They get it out on top. 3-point shot off the rim. And rebounded by Van Worden, who brings the ball across the timeline. Van Worden down in the corner to Fraser. As they bring it in the middle, there's a collision. It's a little slow getting up as Fraser, but she does. The ball gets down court. They miss the shot, and Kelsey Ants with the rebound with only a minute, almost 2 minutes, minute 50 remaining here. Over on the right-hand side, it's Skolton. Gets it into the middle. Nice pass in the middle to Lewis, but she misses the shot, so the ball comes out to Cadillac over on the right-hand side. Out on top now, it's Mary Emmington with the ball, drives towards the basket down the right-hand side of the lane. Back out on top now to Kurtzman, and then to Mary Murray Baker. Out on top, passes over to the left-hand side. They drive into the lane, but as they get in there, there's a contact with Liz Fraser. I think they're going to call that on Fraser as contact happens under the basket. And going to the line for Cadillac is Hannah Baker.
That's Liz Frazier's first foul. It's our team's third foul. On the last play with no, stops or anything, we had girl wide open on the other side of the court. So we just need to look up right now.
Okay, that free throw is complete, so the Northland bring the ball up the court, trailing 21-18. It's Lewis over on the right-hand side to Skolton. Skolton back out on top. Moving really nicely, actually, taking control of the team much better than we've seen her do in the past. The ball is out of the hands of Lewis and bounced around, pulled down by the Vikings. And they get it down the lane and put it up, and there's a foul called
on Alyssa Van Worden, and that's her second foul, team's fourth.
Okay, nobody with more than 2 fouls for the North.
No, so we're still looking pretty good in that area.
Yeah, it's Mary Emmington at the line. Cadillac leading by 3, 21-18. She sets in. Her shot is up and bounces off the rim, comes down. She's got another attempt here as we're winding down the clock here in the first half. 56 and a half seconds remaining in the second quarter. Getting ready for a second shot by Emmington. She has the ball. And it's up. And rolls around and drops in. So that'll make it 22-18 Cadillac. Northman get the ball out of bounds. Underneath the basket, Kelsey Ann standing there waiting to take possession of it. Gets it. Slaps it and passes it in. She gets it back and brings it up the middle. A little behind the back dribble. Gets it up into the forecourt to Lewis. Lewis on the left-hand side. Back out on top to Weaver. Knocked away and turned over to the Cadillac Vikings. They have the ball now with 44 seconds left.
Score 22-18.
And they bring the ball across the timeline. Over on the left-hand side there, it's Mary Murray Baker. They get it down into the left-hand corner, pass it across the key. Ooh, they go up to shoot, but then stop, and the ball comes out of her hands. Diving for it. Really nice dive, but now seems to be a little.
She tossed it back and panicked, and then it got called for an over and back. But great hustle play by Katie Lewis.
But the net result is that Cadillac has the ball, getting ready to bring it in play on their own end. Time remaining is 35 seconds, and ball comes in the backcourt. Bringing ball across the line is Abby Fuller over the left-hand side to Hannah Baker. Baker looks around. She's being closely guarded by Ants. Over on the right to Golnick. Down to the baseline, it's Kurtzman. And they bring the ball back out on top, and over to the left side, nothing open inside. They drive towards the lane, get to the edge of the lane. Defense comes out, but they make the shot anyway. Ants from half court and just hits the backboard. So the first half comes to an end with the Northland trailing Cadillac 24 and Petoskey 18. We're going to be right back with the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show in just a minute on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
You don't need an invitation to drop into the Original Pancake House of Bay Harbor. Open every day at 7, the Original Pancake House features 42 unique breakfast entrees. They promise to have something for everyone's appetite. Try everything from their special oven-baked pancakes to the old-fashioned oatmeal, freshly squeezed juices, and farm-fresh eggs. Just some of the standards of quality you'll find at the Original Pancake House of downtown Bay Harbor. On the web at originalpancakehouse.com.
exciting first half basketball here in Cadillac, really kind of up and down right now. The Northman a little bit behind by 6 points, 24-18 in favor of the Cadillac Vikings. Northman were up by a couple earlier in the second quarter, but Vikings came back and they've taken the lead back over. And I think it's been an increase and then falling back on the quality of play by the Northman. What happened in that first half, Kayla?
Well, in the first half, it looks like, the Cadillac Vikings started out with great momentum, and they just kept on going at it, putting excellent ball pressure. We were a little bit timid, and then we start realizing how effective pushing the ball up the court and leading the passes, and we got maybe 5 good looks open at Megan Tompkins and Liz Frazier, and it's just a matter of hoping to keep up, push the ball up the court when you can.
And those looks were well worth finding because they were wide open all by themselves underneath the basket when they were spotted by their teammates, and great passes down the court got them wide open. On the defensive end, looks to me like the Northmen are doing a pretty good job keeping Cadillac out of the middle, but Cadillac's doing a pretty good job of shooting over them. They get in as far as the side of the lane and are popping the ball over the Northman defense.
And Cadillac is doing really well from the outside too. They have looks like they made three-pointers, and when they get the ball, they shoot it. They're not afraid to shoot it, and we kind of have like, oh, should I shoot it? Should I not shoot it? One play, Katie Lewis, she just grabbed the ball and she made her 3, and that's where she got her 3 points from. And if she did that every single time, it'd be a different game.
There you go. Well, it'd be great if you could score a 3 every time you get your hands on the ball.
Well, it's not going to always go in, but she just needs to build that confidence and get the shooting in and feel comfortable doing that more.
All right. Well, it seems like we have a Cadillac Viking out in the middle of the court there. I'm not sure what he's doing, but hey, it's their court, so they can do that. While you have your hands on that scorebook, can you let us know how things went in the first half? How about starting with the Northmen?
We have Megan Tompkins with 4 points, Liz Frazier with 4 points, Amanda Stinger with 2, Kelsey Yance with 2, Katie Lewis with 3, and Alyssa Van Worden with 3.
Okay, and then on the other side?
Abby Fuller with 2, Mary Emmington with 5, Caitlin Agrin 6, Selena Goldnick 5, and Hannah Baker with 6.
All right, well, we're getting another little concert here at halftime from the band here at Cadillac, and we're going to come back and talk about the second half a little bit more, what we have to look forward to and what we have to do differently as we continue with the UPS Store of Petoskey halftime show in just a minute. We'll be right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit the upsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
The Treetops KISS principle. Keep it simple, skier. And that's what describes our season ski passes at Treetops, Michigan's most spectacular resort. Huge savings on family and multiple memberships. Just $155 per person for a triple. Okay? Keep it simple. Go to treetops.com, Winter Adventures, and find a ski pass that is right for you, your group, your family, your student. Or 888-TREETOPS for more information. Safe, family-friendly Treetops. It's quite simply the best.
Marty Scott here with Caitlin Princeton at Cadillac High School. About halfway through the UPS Store Petoskey halftime shows, we get we look back at the first half, time to turn around and look forward to the second half a little bit. Before we do that, let's look a little bit further forward to the Title IX throwback game. That's going to be on Monday, December 17th at Central School. That's this coming Monday, all right? So
yes.
Just got the weekend to rest up. Then it's time to get back out there for more basketball in that throwback game. I take it that the team's really looking forward to this. They played throwback game at the girls volleyball team played a throwback game.
Oh yeah, they did do that this year.
You were at school or something, but they play. You didn't make it to that.
I didn't make it to that.
I didn't either, but a lot of those girls are on this team. Of course, we don't talk about volleyball during basketball season, but they had a lot of fun doing it then, and I take it they're looking forward to it again this year. This for basketball.
I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. It's just a fun event, and to play at Central's gym and the atmosphere and how loud it can get in that gym is pretty fun. And
now, they practice at Central School some of the time, right?
Yeah, some of the times, boys and girls basketball, it's kind of hard to not practice in the same place every single day.
Well, now that we're talking about Title IX, that's the world of Title IX. We've got the boys and girls playing at the same time. There's going to be some gym conflicts, and that's one of the places they do it. So they're familiar with that Central School gym, and it's a really nice tradition of Petoskey High School. All the games used to be played there a long time ago, but now let's get ready for the second half here. I'd say in my amateur look at this, I'd say that the Northmen play in the first half was really very inconsistent. When they were on their game, paying attention, looking down the floor, concentrating on their defense at the other end, they did very, very well and took the lead. Then they let up a bit, somehow, switch out of that and go back into rushing and not paying attention. What do they have to do?
Right now, they really just have to look up the court, be patient on offense, finish their shots, free throws. We are right now 1 for 4. So, we need to finish those free throws and utilize Megan and Kelsey more. Like, Megan is tall. She has a big size advantage. It doesn't look like they have 2 or 3 people on her, but we need to find her the ball. She only has 4 points, and Kelsey Ants, she has 2 points. And for scores like that, it shows Cadillac's great defense are playing, but I think we're more than capable of finding them the ball and, having them drive the middle. Cadillac's going to collapse and kicking it out somewhere if we need be.
All right, the tallest person on the Cadillac roster is Selena Golnick, a junior at 5'10", and Megan's 6'3", or at least that's what it says on the roster. I guess she's probably a little bit taller than that, because I think she's been on the roster as 6'3" for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But whatever the real number is, she's certainly a good bit taller. One of the things that has to be frustrating about a game like this for fans and broadcasters really is watching a team that's playing so inconsistently, that can go from being so good to being so mediocre in the space of a couple of minutes. How does that happen? What are they just not concentrating, or
it can be like different lineups, not having you have to give those starters a break, and if you have someone else in the game, you're trying to tell them, hey, fill in the person you come in for, but really on the court, it's no, you have to step up and take that person's spot, and they have to find their own little niche for the game. So it really just comes down to consistency and finding your roles on the team and where you're used best.
All right, and I hate to dwell on the negative, so let's talk about the positive. I mean, team's got 18 points. They're within 6 of Cadillac here. Saw some good play, some good looking up the court, throwing the ball, some getting open underneath the basket with no defenders on them. What else positive do you want to say about their play?
I think positively with their hustle plays. They've definitely had a lot of hustle plays of stealing the ball and reversing it quickly and looking up the court. And if they could just do that throughout the game, we will probably be up pretty soon, but only to do it for a few minutes and then let Cadillac do it for a few more minutes is not going to get us to the winning game.
There you go. Well, we've got the teams coming back out on the court now, so that brings to an end the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show as we get ready for second half action. One person who used to broadcast with me used to call this the character quarter, the beginning of the third quarter, as a time when you really have to come out and show what you're ready to do. Let's see what happens as Cadillac brings the ball in and gets started in third quarter action here, leading 24-18. We've got the ball on the outside as they try to bring it in. They stop at the free throw line, pass it over the lane down on the floor now, scrambling for the ball, and the Northmen come up with it. That's Lewis across the timeline, getting down to the right-hand side, and Fraser bringing it in the middle, back out on top to Lewis. Lewis picks up a nice screen from Fraser, but now she's double teamed, gets it back to Fraser, and the scramble for it, falling down on the floor, and they're going to call that a penalty on that?
Yeah, they called a foul on Mary Baker. It looks like she pushed Liz over.
All right, so it's Alyssa Van Worden now with the ball as the Northmen bring the ball back inbounds, trailing by 6 as we get started in the second half. Underneath to Ants, who skies to get that ball, puts it up, misses it, but Tompkins with the rebound turns around. She's off the rim too. Northmen being more aggressive underneath the basket, but they got to put the ball in the hoop.
Kelsey Ants looks like she made contact with Mary Emmington and picked up her first foul.
So it's a non-shooting foul. Cadillac brings the ball in from the baseline, and they get it across the timeline into the Petoskey end of the floor. It's Mary Emmington with the ball out on top. Over on the far side to Mary McRae Baker. Baker looking around over to the left side to Golnick. Still way outside the three-point line. Back over to the right-hand side for a three by Selena Golnick. Misses, and the rebound comes down to Cadillac, and Golnick picks the ball back up again and passes it out on top to Emmington. Emmington down to the baseline. Murray Baker, shot goes up, misses, and rebound comes back out on top. So Cadillac holding on to the ball, getting a lot of opportunities. Third opportunity coming up now if they can get inside. There's Mary Emmington with the ball. They pass it on the outside. Back out to Agron, driving down the middle of the lane, runs right into Tompkins and Ants. And as they shoot, Tompkins goes up and gets a rebound, and that's it for that drive for the Vikings. Northmen quickly up the floor, and the little eager pass to kind of a misconnection there, and it's out of bounds now for Cadillac.
I'm glad Alyssa's pushing it up the court. That's what they really need to do. Cadillac's not really great at getting back on defense.
And at this point, we need some of that aggression. We can stand a couple of aggression mistakes right now. Back out on top now for Cadillac, and that is Agron with the ball. Passes it over to the right-hand side to Murray Baker, and in and off the rim, rebounded by Tompkins as she goes up and bounces the ball back to herself over the head of the Cadillac Viking player. Down the right-hand side is Ants, who brings it to the top of the key. She pivots and tries to get open. The shot goes up and off the rim. Contact called on Kelsey.
Offensive foul. She likes to put her arm up and kind of push people down, which, you know, sometimes refs call that and sometimes they don't. And right now they've been calling it lately on these past two conference games.
All right, so Kelsey's going to have to make an adjustment to that as Cadillac has the ball on the outside. Baker with it out on top and finds over on the right-hand side Golnick. Pass to the baseline and then back out on top. Looking around left and right. That is Baker out there. Hannah Baker. There's two Bakers out there, Mary Murray and Hannah for the Vikings. Back out on top now as it drives down the middle of the lane, but stop. And it goes to Golnick on the left. She's in the middle. The ball's taken away from her by Ants, who's quickly up the court, makes it all the way to the baseline, stops, pops it from there, a little short, and goes out of bounds off. I guess they called it off of the Northmen. Nope, it's a foul. This foul
on Frazier, and that's her second.
And again, a non-shooting foul in the Cadillac end, so they bring the ball in from under their own basket. 24-18 Cadillac with 4:44 remaining here in quarter number 3. Up on the right-hand side, it's Emmington. Mary Emmington to the middle, curls around, then passes it back to Golnick on the outside. Golnick to Hannah Baker, and Hannah Baker passes it over to the right-hand side to Agron. Forcing Cadillac outside now as the Northern defense doing a good job inside. Nobody getting open inside. But Kelsey Ants now with foul number 3, I believe, as his contact. Or was that? That was the timeout.
Yeah, that was, timeout.
Yes, they quick move there by Coach D.
Yes.
Yes, there might have been a foul called.
Possibly, yeah. Right now, the Northern, they're kind of standing on their feet. They really need to get down low and play that solid defense. We've got an offensive foul and a reaching call, and those are fouls that can be easily prevented. You know, if you're going to get a foul, get it on when the person shoots, and you know, who knows if they're going to make their 2 free throws or not.
Right, you got to play defense with your feet. Get yourself in the right position. When you don't, you try to make up with your hands, and that leads to those fouls. We've got score 24-18 Cadillac right now with 4:22 remaining in the third quarter, and Cadillac about to bring the ball in. That is Mary Murray Baker standing outside of bounds, passes it in quickly to Mary Emmington. Emmington out on top, looking around. Defense challenging her, and Megan Tompkins comes out on top to double team. Ball goes underneath, and shooting from the side of the lane and putting it in is Caitlin Agron. She's fouled as she goes up, and foul is called on Lewis. It's her first foul, I believe, and 26-18 now.
It's our team's 4th foul.
And that shot is good. And it's going to be out of bounds to the Northmen under the basket. This play is about to resume. Ant standing underneath, pulls the ball in to Lewis. Lewis brings it up on the right-hand side. Stops short of the timeline, now starts up again and gets across. Lewis over to Fraser on the left-hand side. Fraser back to Lewis, and she drives towards the basket. Inside to Fraser, and she goes up with it, but shot missed and rebounded by Cadillac. Cadillac quickly up the floor. It's Golnick. Get it inside, but misses, and it's rebounded by Fraser for the Northmen. Fraser up on the left-hand side. She's double-teamed, stops, gets it to Ants in the middle. Ants across to Tompkins, and as that pass goes, the whistle blows. Megan's going to the line, so it's a foul on the Vikings.
It was called on Mary Baker. That's her second, team second.
Tompkins at the line. Northman now trailing 27-19 as she makes the first shot with 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. A couple of substitutions coming in now for Cadillac as Tompkins gets ready to take her second shot. As soon as all the substitutions settle down here, she's going to get the ball back. And Northland trailing by 8. Pretty critical point in the game here, deep in the third quarter. Tompkins' shot goes up, and that's in, so she makes both of her free throws. Gets the game within 7, 27-20. Cadillac brings the ball out from their end. On the right-hand side there, it's Abby Fuller getting there across the timeline to Agron, and Agron back to Fuller. Still pretty far back from the lane, and now it's Emmington with the ball. She drives in on the right-hand side. Shot from the shoulder, rebounded by Tompkins, and Ants passes the ball nicely down court. Good look there, passing it to Amanda Stinger.
Was it overthrown a little bit, but it's just
a little hard pass.
Yes.
You know, got to Stinger's hands, but it was kind of looking up the court that we need to see. Cadillac with the ball brings it back up across the midcourt line now. It's Emmington with the ball, and a shot on the right-hand side by Fuller off the rim. Rebounded by Ants, wrestled out of the hands of 2 Cadillac players. Pass up the right-hand side in the middle to Tompkins. Tompkins puts it up and in. Nice pass inside. It took 2 tries.
Yeah, it took a couple tries. I don't know if those were shots or passes, but we got it.
Okay, so the score counts now for the Northmen. It's 27-22 as we get within 5. Shot on the baseline for Cadillac. That's Kurtzman.
Her first shot of the night.
29-22 now with a little over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And ball goes into Ants as she turns to put it up. Contact there. I believe the foul is going to be called on Emmington, Mary Emmington.
And that's her third, team's third also. Right now what would be really effective for the Northmen if they start running the high-low with Kelsey and Megan in the middle.
Non-shooting foul. The ball goes out to Tompkins, who shoots the high post, I guess you'd call that, and it goes in off the backboard inside the three-point line, though. 29-24, Northmen trailing by 5. Cadillac up the floor, shoot from the baseline. It's over the rim, bounces down, and tied up underneath. They count the basket, though, and that shot goes in from Abby Fuller. She's going to the line, and they're going to call that foul on Megan Tompkins.
Megan Tompkins first, team's 5th.
Okay, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Northman trailing by 7, 31-24. And coming in the game is Alyssa Van Worden for Petoskey, and also Selena Golnick for Cadillac. At the line now is Abby Fuller.
Right.
Her shot off the front of the rim, and tugging away for the ball there, Kelsey Ants and Hannah Baker. I guess they call it tied up, and goes out of bounds to the Northman on the fickle finger. Ants passes the ball in, goes up to Van Worden. Van Worden into the forecourt, back to Ants. Ants on the right-hand side. She gets double teamed, turns around, keeps the ball, and it gets finally tied up by Baker.
Right now it seems like our offense is trying to pick up, but our defense is getting lazy, and we start following. If we can just keep it good on our offense, we'll be set for this.
Well, Ant's tied up for a long time in that double team.
Yeah.
She seemed to be handling it, but nobody was open. So eventually it is tied up, and
we need people to flash the ball.
There you go. Cadillac with the ball outside now. And it's Baker driving towards the lane, then passes it back out on top. That's Emmington outside. Emmington down the lane, stops, passes over to the right-hand side for a three-pointer. Three-pointer by Hannah Baker. And that takes the score up to a 10-point lead, 34-24. Ants driving into the lane, gets triple team, passes the ball outside to Fraser. And Fraser near the three-point line, but it counts only 2. And 34-26 Cadillac, with 55 seconds remaining, under a minute here in the third quarter. And pass gets away from Cadillac and goes out of bounds. The Northmen are going to take over possession. And it's Kelsey Ant stepping out of bounds to get things started for the Northmen, trailing by 8, 34-26. Lewis with the ball, Fraser with the ball, brings it in, comes down the left-hand side, turns around, out on top to Van Worden. Van Worden down the right-hand lane, she's double-teamed. As the pass comes across, it's knocked away by Cadillac, and they got a two-person breakaway. And putting it in there is Mary Emmington, who scores the basket. We're down to 23 seconds at quarter number 3, and Van Worden now up the floor for the Northmen. Northman with the ball, Van Worden looking around the offense, finds Ants at the top of the key. Ants is triple team, so she finds Tompkins underneath. That's the way to do it. That's the outside-inside you were talking about.
Yeah.
If you're triple team, somebody's open, and the whistle blows, and that is the end of the third quarter. We end the third quarter with Cadillac leading Petoskey by a score of 36-28, and we'll be right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Starting the fourth quarter, it looks like we have Tompkins, Katie Lewis, Jamie Larson, Kelsey Ants, and Alyssa Van Worden. And for the Cadillac Vikings, we have Fuller, Emmington, Golnick, Agrin, and Baker.
Okay, ball goes inside for the Northmen, and Ants puts it up, it goes in, and she's fouled as she shoots. Going to the line for the three-point play as we get underway here in the fourth quarter. Northmen trailing by 6, 36-30. Kelsey Ants put the 2 points in, and she's at the line now trying to convert that into 3. Ball comes back to Ants and pounds it away, taking out some of that aggression on the floor. Shot goes up, around the rim and off, rebounded by Baker, and Baker gets it up the right-hand side to Emmington. Northland trailing by 6 at just about 20 seconds into the final quarter here. Baker has it out on top. Dribbles back and forth. No, nothing happening inside, so she passes it over to Golnick on the right-hand side. Intercepted by Van Worden. Down inside nicely to Lewis, and another three-point opportunity for the Northmen as Lewis gets inside and contact immediately as she throws the ball up. And we're waiting for the officials to signal the foul, but Lewis is at the line. It's going to be called on Mary Murray Baker, her fourth. So a little bit of foul trouble there in the fourth quarter. Only one more foul to commit, and they're finding their favorite places on the sides of the free throw lane as we get ready for Lewis's shot. Northland trailing now only by 4. Doesn't take much. And this shot goes off the rim and down as we had 2 really nice plays in a row that turned into three-point opportunities. Ball goes out of bounds though, and it's going to be Cadillac's ball. As I said, with a 4-point lead now as we're just starting action in the fourth quarter.
It shows how important free throws are. We've missed 5 free throws, so we could have been in the lead with those points.
And Cadillac with the ball up the court now. It's Fuller on the outside to get it. Try to bring it inside, but Kelsey Ants there clogging it up and takes the ball, passes it over to Lewis. Lewis's shot misses, but Ants is back behind there, and Tompkins is. And the rebound finally picked up off the floor. It's Van Worden, and Ants from the outside. Covering it inside is Larson, and Ants struggling for it out on top. Down on the floor is Lewis.
And looks like Coach D called a timeout
just before they got it tied up. So that saves a possession for the Northmen, presumably. I can't see the arrow from here, but so in any event, talking about this on the sidelines, they found the formula. They were really doing it. They just have to hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on to it, and if they keep up their momentum and play solid defense, really, they're doing right now playing great offense, but then all of a sudden Cadillac comes back and plays their good offense, and just not be lazy on defense with silly fouls like reaching and turnover calls.
Yep, this is a 8-minute quarter game. You can't stop and take a break at any point. Just because something's going well, you can't stop and take a look at it and admire it. You have to come out and get the next play.
Yes, and girls basketball, there's going to be, the whistle's going to be blown for a jump ball or a turnover. So, play what you can on the court with the time you have, and then when the whistle gets blown, take your little break, relax, put your hands on your head, get some oxygen in your lungs, and play hard again. You don't have time to just be lazy on one play.
Well, now it's time to use some of that oxygen as Northland bring the ball in, back out to, you don't think I'm listening to you, do you? And it's back out on top to Van Worden. Van Worden with the ball, tries to get in through a double team, passes it inside to Larson. Close defense over there as the ball goes out of bounds, but it's off Cadillac, and Northland bringing it in. It's going to be Van Worden over there in the corner. Out on top to Lewis. Lewis being guarded closely by Fuller, gets away from her, passes the ball, goes down underneath, but it's caught by Emmington for Cadillac, but she steps out of bounds. So Northland get a break there, and it's standing out of bounds underneath. It's Lewis ready to bring the ball in for the Northland, trailing by 4 with 5:27 remaining in the game. Here comes that inbounds pass, and it comes to Larson over on the right-hand side. Larson drives the baseline, no shot available, so she gives it to Tompkins. Tompkins puts it up, and she's fouled. Nice job of getting open in the lane, and nice job by Larson of seeing her in there. Shot wasn't available, but by taking it aggressively to the hoop, you get the foul.
Foul was on Selena Golnick, her first, team 6.
And Tompkins' first shot goes in. She's got another opportunity here as she collects a few slaps from her teammates. 36-33, Northland trailing only by 3 is the critical part of the game. Can't let up here. We've just got a little over 5 minutes to play, 5.5 minutes to play. Here's Megan's second free throw, and that goes off the rim, rebounded by Cadillac. Bring the ball quickly up the court ahead of everybody is Abby Fuller, for the layup, 38-33 Cadillac. Van Worden down to Tompkins in front of everybody. Tompkins gets back to Tompkins. Her shot goes over the rim and it's rebounded by Fraser. Inside to Stinger and back out on top as Northman now settle the ball down. But a good aggressive play, moving the ball down the court. They just got to reset and set up another aggressive play right now. Underneath the, down underneath the basket, it's Lewis. Get the ball out. Oh, it's taken by Cadillac as they bring the ball up the middle. It's Fuller again, but as she gets down to the end, it's taken away from her. I think that's Lewis down there.
Looks like we got a push on Cadillac. Petoskey's ball, they're going to be taking it down the court.
And that's Liz Fraser underneath the basket, bringing the ball in for Petoskey, trailing by 5, 5:38 remaining, and they bring the ball up the court. Are we going to get shots now?
Yeah. Foul was on Hannah Baker, her second foul, team 7th, so right now we're in 1-on-1. Liz Fraser's at the line.
Okay, so Fraser gets to step to the line. We got, as you said, that 1-on-1 opportunity with Cadillac being in the bonus. Northman trailing by 5, and it's still 5 as the shot goes off the bracket. Rebounded by Cadillac, and that is Amington bringing the ball up the floor. They pass it in the middle there to Goldnick. Her shot misses, rebounded by Lewis. And passes back and forth in the backcourt. Van Worden gets it across over the left-hand side now to Fraser. Inside to Tompkins, but that pass knocked away at the last second by the Vikings. But it's knocked out of bounds, so the Northmen have it under the basket on the baseline, and Amanda Stinger about to throw the ball in for the Northmen.
Okay, Lewis is coming out, Kelsey Ans is going in, so hopefully we can get a good play right now.
Okay, we got both Ans and Tompkins in there. Let's see if they can combine. Lewis with the ball on the, Fraser with the ball on the left-hand side, out to Van Worden on top. Van Worden looks around, goes to the right-hand side, drives towards the basket, stops. She's being guarded by Hannah Baker. Comes out up on top, and Van Worden drives towards the baseline all the way from outside. As she goes up to shoot, there's contact, and she's going to the line. So Northman trailing by 5. And it is Mary Amington at the line, commits the foul, her 4th. So a couple of people in foul trouble. We think it might be 5.
Yeah, I think she fouled out.
Scoreboard says 4. Somebody's got it wrong. It must be them. Wouldn't be Caitlin. Stepping to the line there is Van Worden, and she puts her first shot in. The important thing is the score, 38-34 now. And Van Worden chance to narrow it to a 3-point margin as she puts up her second free throw off the front of the rim and then in. So Northman within 3, 38-35. With just under 5 minutes left to play here in Cadillac. Cadillac with the ball. That's Abby Fuller up on the left-hand side. They bring it out on top now, and Mary Amington with it out there. Amington drives around the left-hand side, stops, turns back, passes it out on top rather to Agron. Agron over to the right-hand side. They curl into the lane, met there by a couple of Northman defenders. And the shot goes up, but it's rebounded by Megan Tompkins, playing strong in the middle. Up on the left-hand side goes to Van Worden, and her shot goes towards out of bounds, and it's captured by Cadillac as they bring it up the court. Play is stopped.
Kelsey Ans, it's her 3rd foul. Looked like a little bit of a retaliation play right there. Swiping the girl, trying to strip her of the ball right before half court.
A long way away from the basket.
Yes.
Okay. Cadillac with the ball, about ready to bring the ball inside on the sideline. It's Abby Fuller passing the ball in up the court to Amington, Mary Amington on the right-hand side. They bring it down towards the baseline now, bring it back out on top to Amington. Amington looks around outside the 3-point circle. Mary Marie Baker down to the right-hand side, passing it off to Fuller. Fuller's 3-point shot goes off the rim and rebounded by Kelsey Ants. Ants brings it all the way up on the right-hand side, stops at the free throw line, passes it back out on top to Van Worden over on the left-hand side to Skolden. Skolden looking around, trying to find somebody open inside, and there's Megan Tompkins on the left-hand side. Her pass to Van Worden If Van Worden were as tall as Tompkins, they would have had that.
That would have worked out.
But she's just a couple inches shorter, and so that went over her head and out of bounds. Northman trailing by 3 with 4 minutes remaining, 4 minutes and 8 seconds, 38-35 Cadillac, as Cadillac brings in the ball from underneath the basket. They get the ball in to Abby Fuller. Abby Fuller coming up to the timeline, gets to the free throw line, stops and pops it off the rim, rebounded by Ants. Ants double teamed on that rebound, but she comes away with it. Passes it up to Fraser on the right-hand side. Fraser goes to the hoop, rolls off the rim and down. Maybe a little aggressive. There was a pass opportunity under the basket, but she shot it. And now as Cadillac comes in, that's a shot by Fuller, who's been making a lot of points lately.
Yes.
That one goes in, and she's fouled. She's going to step to the line now, and see who that foul is called on. It's the 7th for the Northmen.
It was on Hannah Skolton. It's her first, and the team 7th. So really, they need to play great defense right now. We can't afford to make these fouls and have the Cadillac go to the line.
Well, that time Cadillac missed. Fuller missed the shot, rebounded by Tompkins, and now Van Worden brings it into the offensive zone. She turns around, she's being closely guarded by Baker. Pass over the right-hand side to Van Worden. Her shot up over the basket, rebounded over there, and knocked out of bounds by Cadillac, and it's going to be the Northman ball on the sidelines. Skolton bringing the ball in. Northman trailing by 5, 3:27 remaining, and here's Skolton's inbound pass to Van Worden. Van Worden at the top of the key, being guarded by Mary Murray Baker. Over the left-hand side to Fraser. Inside to Ants, except blocked by Cadillac, and they bring the ball out. Cadillac leading by 5 with the ball. Murray Baker drives all the way to the basket, steps around the defense, but can't make the shot. Ball up to Ants at half court. Ants going down the left-hand side. She's triple team now, but she gets around it, goes all the way to the hole. What a move, but she misses the important part, putting it in the basket. She was surrounded by 3 players, dribbled through them all and got a shot off, but off the rim and down to Cadillac. It's fun to watch those, but it'd be nice if it goes in.
We need those little shots to go in. We can't afford to miss layups right now. It's great that we're getting girls to go to the hoop and getting those rebounds and getting that second opportunity to take another shot or take another chance to set up a play. But if we can't make those shots.
Northmen have 2 minutes and 46 seconds to make up a 5-point deficit. Cadillac has the ball out on top, and they call a timeout. So we know what the object is right now.
Yes.
Score more than 5 more points than Cadillac in the next 2.5 minutes or so. What strategically, we've seen them be good, we've seen them be a little weaker, back and forth. What do the Northmen have to do? What are they talking about on the sideline?
Right now they're probably going to talk about, setting themselves up, getting open on the wings, throwing it into the wings and having someone flash high and go low. Right now, low is backside post is open right now. So really we need people to run through and look and keep our head up. We're looking too concentrated on dribbling the ball, which you have to be like multitask, and
right.
I don't know, it's really frustrating right now when I can see and can't do anything about it, just standing up here, and you can see a really good view of the game. And
yeah, you don't get to see it quite like we do when you're down there on the court, but the Northmen have been getting the ball into the lane but not looking when they do that. They're driving hard to the basket, but not giving the ball up to somebody else who's open on the baseline. And as a result, they're going up against 2 people, going up against 3 people, and have trouble getting the ball in the basket. We'll see what they can do in the remaining 2 minutes and 46 seconds to make up that 5-point deficit, 40-35, as Cadillac brings the ball in. The Northmen having to play defense first, and out there playing a tight defense out on top. The ball gets past them to Fuller on the left-hand side. Fuller brings it back out on top. Cadillac, then there's contact between the Cadillac player and Amanda Stinger for the Northmen. They call the foul on Stinger, and going to the line is Mary Emmington.
That's Stinger's 2nd foul in team's 8th.
Not a real bad situation because we wanted the clock to stop and not have Cadillac take up a lot of time, but don't want to commit the foul like that. If you can help
we just don't want to get into double bonus right now, so hopefully we can play good defense and get the ball back.
Get the ball back by playing good defense. The shot misses, and Ann's underneath with the rebound. Looking up court, finds Van Worden almost all the way to the free throw line. She stops with it, brings it back out on top, over to the left-hand side to Lewis. Lewis brings it back out on top and over to Van Worden on the right-hand side. Van Worden looking inside. Tompkins standing inside with her hand up in the air, but doesn't get the ball, so Van Worden back out on top. Looking around, looking over the offense. They're moving around. There is Skolten available on the left-hand side, but the ball goes through her hands and out of bounds. Need a little more strength
Yeah,
there.
we need to meet our passes. We can't, I don't know how many times we have just thrown the ball straight out of bounds or to no one, right? So hopefully we can do that in the next 2 minutes or so and get back in this, well, we're in the game, but get the lead at least.
Right, well, we're within striking distance,
Yes.
only down by 5 points. We've got 2 minutes right now, 2 minutes exactly remaining as Cadillac has the ball. Exciting finisher. They drive towards the basket, and layup misses, rebounded by Lewis. So the Northmen with the ball. Van Worden double team back to Lewis, up to Ants. Really nice play breaking the press there. And Ants goes to the baseline, puts it up, misses. Oh, there's Lewis standing there, Fraser rather, standing there underneath the basket. Looks like she got pushed as she went up to shoot. But that's not the call.
Ant. It's on Kelsey Ants, her 4th. Team's 9th. Looked like she just kind of reached her hand in there and got the foul.
So Mary Marie Baker going to the free throw line for Cadillac, seeing if they can extend that 5-point lead. And her shot, nothing but net. So 6 points now. And Baker has another opportunity at the line. 1:41 remaining in tonight's game. There's Baker's second shot. This one misses, rebounded by Tompkins. Tompkins gets it out to Van Worden on the right-hand side. Quickly up the floor, stopped by a double team, passes to Tompkins on the top, but it's a little behind her, and ball comes back out over the timeline, but it's knocked out there by Cadillac. Back in again as they try to set the ball up. It's Lewis down on the right-hand side. Lewis looking around, and there's Ants at the top of the key. Ants drives in, but she's triple teamed. Fraser with the ball, passes it back out, and ball comes down to the floor. There's contact, and stepping to the line is Liz Fraser for the North, and the foul is on Hannah Baker, her 3rd.
Her 3rd, team's 9th.
And Fraser's first shot off the rim. Northland trailing by 6. They got to put some in the basket. There's an opportunity to score a point with the clock stopped, and we really need to take advantage of that. We need less clock and more. We need more clock and more points. So this accomplishes both of those if she can put it in there right now. And getting ready for that shot. And Fraser puts it up, bounces off the bracket and down to Cadillac. Cadillac bringing the ball up court. They stop just across the timeline and almost knocked away by Fraser, but Cadillac maintains possession. They bring it all the way back out on top to Emmington, and they don't need to take a lot of shots right now, so they back up into a little bit of a delay. Out on top now to Baker, and as she turns to pass it, foul called, I think, on
Amanda Stinger.
So that was a necessary foul. You can't just let Cadillac keep playing with the ball. So
Amanda's 3rd foul, team's 10th.
Baker at the line. And Cadillac with a 6-point lead that now is still 6 as Baker's shot goes around the rim and down. Around the rim and off.
Just this quarter, we've had 6 missed free throws, so it really shows how crucial free throws are in a game.
Skolten in the game. Perhaps the coach wants to set up the opportunities for some threes here. That would help. The shot is good by Baker. Cadillac leading by 7, 42-35. And it is Lewis with the ball across the timeline over to the right-hand side. Shot by, there it is. A 3-point shot really nicely by Skolten as soon as she got the ball, just what we were talking about. It's nice to be right. Doesn't happen very often.
But it's nice that Hannah Skolten can come in the game. She knows what her job is.
Right. This game is about the players, not about me. So the nice thing isn't that I predicted it. The nice thing is that she made it. That cuts the lead to 4, 42-38. And believe time called now. As play stopped with, you can't see the clock because it's on the timeout clock, but it's about 2 minutes, something like that. We'll see when play starts back up again. Van giving us a little break. Coaches, all right, what do you say to this team now? They have to that was a good play. They got to keep going. They got to play solid defense. They can't let Cadillac hold on to the ball. And what else?
Right now, Coach D is probably setting up some kind of press, and just be careful of those fouls. We do not want to send them to the line. Cadillac hasn't been doing that great with their free throw shots this quarter, but still, that it's just free opportunities and staying away from foul trouble.
Use those fouls for getting the ball back if you have to, or for stopping somebody with an easy shot, but don't give them away at random. And here comes the ball inbounds for Cadillac in their backcourt. It's Baker with the ball underneath her own basket, and they pass it up across the timeline, and breaking away underneath, standing there all by herself, is Caitlin Agron. Can't afford to give up those easy opportunities.
No, you should never leave the backcourt open. Someone probably came up and messed up on the rotation.
Ants with the ball now at the free throw line. They pass it underneath and off the top of the basket. That was Fraser shooting that. And so the ball's out of bounds. Cadillac has possession again, still with a 6-point lead with now only 9 seconds remaining here as the final seconds of the clock ticking down here. And Cadillac holds on to the ball. To double team and foul called on Petoskey.
And a Skolton.
So she gets in the book on the foul count. She's got 2 now, right?
Yeah, she has 2 fouls, and we're in double bonus.
All right, 44-38 with just about 2 seconds, 1.9 remaining. Free throw is up and in. And that's Hannah Baker. She's got another shot. But looks like we're going to have to wait for these guys to come to Petoskey to polish them off.
Yeah.
And there is the shot, rebound, and game's over. Final score is Cadillac 45, Petoskey 38. And we'll be right back with the post-game show here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit the UPSstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
This holiday season, give the gift that gives to others. Shop from home, save on gas, avoid the crowds, and most importantly, support your local charitable organizations to serve others who need help right here in Northern Michigan. It's the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com, and click on Alternative Gifts. You can donate to local organizations in someone's honor and receive gift cards describing each gift. Choose from charities such as the Manna Food Project, the Community Free Clinic, the Harbor Springs Food Pantry, Great Start Preschool, the Northwest Michigan Community Action Agency, the Nehemiah Project, Women's Resource Center, and Habitat for Humanity. 100% of all donations go directly to the organizations that you choose. Celebrate the spirit of the season. Support your community with gifts from the WJML Alternative Gift Mall, online at northernmichiganmall.com.
Bob, what are you doing out there with that rifle and dynamite?
I hated that old credit card machine so much that after Silver Dollar Business Solutions came by, this'll be fun.
No, that's dangerous.
Oh, we don't need that old thing anymore. Silver Dollar Business Solutions got me a better system and lowered my rates. My customers are happy with quicker checkout, and we're keeping more of our hard-earned revenue.
Well, it sounds like you've really thought through the business part, but that pile of dynamite has me worried.
Oh, it'll be great. Oh.
If You own or manage a business and hate your credit card processor, Silver Dollar Business Solutions can help. Whether you need to lower your costs on your current equipment or replace your processing system, Silver Dollar Business Solutions is here for you. You will be so happy you'll want to celebrate, but please don't do anything dangerous.
I guess the dynamite wasn't such a good idea.
231-758-2851. Silver Dollar brings value to you.
And now we're back here at Cadillac. Northman just going to a narrow defeat to the Cadillac Vikings here. And hear the Eye of the Tiger playing in the background. So that means it's time to go to Kaylin for her Eye of the Tiger. Who's the outstanding player of the game for the Northman who gets the Eye of the Tiger?
I would have to say Megan Tompkins tonight. She really stepped it up the second half, especially in the third quarter, scoring 8 points, and only 10 points were scored in that third quarter, and that's really what kind of got them back in the game and kept them within the 5 points they were the whole game.
Well, Megan is one of my favorite players, so anytime she can be the Eye of the Tiger for the game, that makes me happy. But, this was kind of, we're getting close to Christmas. This was kind of a naughty and nice game tonight, as we had the, some really great play by the Northman. And then, all the same things that they were doing that made play great, they got away from, and that's really the reason that we ended up where we ended up right now. You've got the scorebook out there, so let's get some of the details. How about who did scoring for the Northmen tonight?
Tonight for the Northmen, we have Hannah Skolton with 3, Megan Tompkins with 15, Frazier with looks like 6, Kelsey Ants with 4, Amanda Stinger with 2. Katie Lewis with 5, and Alyssa Van Worden with 5.
All right, and over there on the other side of the scorebook, what did Cadillac do?
Fuller with 8, Emmington with 7, Agron with 11, Goldnick with 5, Baker with 10, Mary Murray Baker with 2, and Katie Knutzman with 2.
All right. Well, thanks very much for that. And we've got a few final words to say, and looking forward to the upcoming games, and we'll take care of that in just a second here when we come back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
This year, the gift I'm getting is more time, and I'm getting it from that happy, jolly guy, Bob at the UPS store. Bob is a certified packing expert. He packs up my gifts, ships them out, and gets me in and out quickly. He even has extended holiday and weekend hours. Oh, he says that he gets it done with logistics. I think he has elves and a sleigh.
To find the location of the UPS store near you, visit theupsstore.com. Services, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing experts. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Parents, remember that big hit your kid took during the game? The kid probably doesn't. So after the game, watch out for signs that a concussion may have taken place. Signs and symptoms don't always show up right away, so learn what to look for. Get more information about concussions, including access to free online education courses, by visiting the MHSAA website and clicking on Education. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
You don't need an invitation to drop into the original Pancake House of Bay Harbor. Open every day at 7, the original Pancake House features 42 unique breakfast entrees. They promise to have something for everyone's appetite. Try everything from their special oven-baked pancakes to the old-fashioned oatmeal, freshly squeezed juices, and farm-fresh eggs. Just some of the standards of quality you'll find at the original Pancake House of downtown Bay Harbor. On the web at originalpancakehouse.com.
The human body is more than 75% water, and this water needs to be replenished every day. Pure Waterworks Bottled Water Services delivers the highest quality water to your home or business. Whether it's softening, conditioning, or drinking water, Pure Waterworks can bring quality water directly to you. We make doing business with us a pleasure, and quality bottled water is just a phone call away. 1-800-248-PURE. That's 1-800-248-PURE.
Here we are back at Cadillac High School, wrapping things up quickly here as the Northmen go down to a narrow defeat in a game where they played well but not long enough, and Cadillac goes away with the victory. We've got, this is one of those boys-girls doubleheaders tonight, so we've got the Northmen boys basketball team out there warming up. Kind of anticlimactic after watching the girls play, but I think probably a few people will stick around and watch them anyway. We've got a couple exciting games coming up now. Our next game will be on Monday, the 17th, that Title IX throwback game, and I know you're looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm excited to see the girls in their uniforms. And do you know who they're playing? I don't.
They are playing Kingsley at Central School. Kingsley lost to this Cadillac team 47-18 on December 4th. They traditionally have a good team, though.
Yeah, they beat us in regionals my sophomore year, so I'm kind of excited to see them play and see how they've come.
So, well, that's one attraction there. The other is watching Caitlin play out on the court in the old-timers game. So how's it feel to be an old-timer?
I feel old. Yesterday was my 19th birthday, I'm getting old.
Didn't know that. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and then after that game, we go to Thursday, and on Thursday we will have Traverse City Central at Petoskey, so we'll be able to, don't have to travel for that game. We'll be able to stay home, and you can come out to that game. So you've got two great opportunities to come out and watch the Northern Girls Varsity play next week. Monday at Central School against Kingsley in the throwback game, and Thursday at the high school against Traverse City Central. Well, I think we've hung in and bothered you long enough for tonight. Time to get out of here, let the boys game get going, and the broadcasters who are going to do some work on that, whatever they need to do, get in here and get started. And we will be back next week with some more exciting basketball. Thanks to everybody for being here and for listening to us. And let me remind you that tonight's Petoskey Northman basketball game was brought to you by your local Petoskey UPS store, your certified packaging expert, located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Silver Dollar Business Solutions. Increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. Northern Michigan Artist Market, with art in all media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula at 445 East Mitchell Street, next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. And special thanks to WJML Radio, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com. And that's it from here in Cadillac, and we'll see you next week.